Hello and welcome back to the Small Space Podcast. My name is Trae.
And mine isn't.
And welcome back to Small Space episode 8. Jesus Christ. 8
Cool.
episodes.
We're already at the point that I'm like,
Yeah.
You could have said almost any number and I would have been like, really?
Yeah. I'm surprised we did it more than once.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised we lived this long.
For real.
8.
8 weeks. This will
The last week was 7.
Yeah. That's how numbers go.
That is how numbers go. That's insane. That's 2 months.
That is. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Been here for 2 months.
And things are going pretty darn well.
I think so.
I mean, for 2 months, yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
I'm having fun.
In 2 months, we got an arm.
We have an arm.
And that's it. That's what we've accomplished in 2
new
months.
editing machine.
Got a new editing machine. We got...
It's a bit of overkill for a podcast, but, you know, you do what you can.
I mean... It helps.
Maybe we'll get fancy with the graphics or something.
Because, what? I said, or is it? Because we were struggling enough with video podcasts. If you say just podcast is like at its base level just audio.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so the video part, the visual part.
Yeah. It was, what? It was,
I said, you're a fucking smartass.
Wow. Okay. So that's really mean. And that vape was probably louder than my voice.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Wow. That's also really mean. And
that's why...
and I'm sensitive right now.
And that's why we're best friends.
Okay. I guess so. Thanks. All right. I just don't want you to be mean to me. Thanks. Oh, I have a brand here. There we go.
Oh, thank you, place for supplying us with water.
Yes. Thank you. Insert brand here.
If you haven't gone out and gotten yourself a bottle of water, we'll do so.
Let me just... Hold on a second, guys. Let me just... I'm getting there.
You more than they hate you. No one wants to hear you struggle with a water bottle for 5 fucking minutes. Oh my god. You are banned from drinking water forever. Like, you can never have another bottle of water.
That is refreshing.
Look at that. Take a look at that for 2 seconds.
Look at your voice compared to it. It's fine.
I'm just a loud boy.
You are a loud boy. Your gain is all the way down.
I was being loud over...
Oh, it's not all the way down. Your gain was up. Now it's all the way down. Good job. What were you being loud at?
Apparently life. Apparently life was...
I was being loud in just every way that I could be loud. What?
Do we keep going?
Yeah, we keep going.
It's only 3 minutes, though. We could stop.
No, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Small Space Podcast.
I'm so sorry that you have to hear...
I'm not.
That water bottle.
I'm not even a little bit.
Well, now we know who the nice one is.
Yeah.
In the good cop, bad cop situation.
Good cop, bad cop?
Yeah. You would do...
Is that
would
applicable?
Yeah. Well, I mean, good podcast... good podcaster, bad podcaster.
What were you asking? Which one would I be?
No, I'm telling you.
I would be bad cop?
You're bad cop, yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad cop.
I'm
100% bad cop.
I mean, I could probably be an asshole, but I would probably already hate my life.
But me, I'm naturally like that to everyone I interact with. So
I'm already an asshole, so I was like, maybe I should just,
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Welcome back.
So I feel like we need to say the things again. You know where to find us.
If you don't know.
The places that you would find every podcast ever.
I meant to tell you.
Oh.
I looked into putting it onto Spotify.
Okay.
And apparently you have to be approved by Spotify or whatever. So I have submitted for approval.
Okay.
I have heard nothing back so far.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know this.
It's been a few days.
It's been a few days.
A good few.
Cool. So what you're saying is we're probably not going on Spotify anytime soon.
No. But what I am saying is that we are on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and iTunes. You can find us on all 4 of those platforms. New episodes every Friday. Video probably on Friday.
Yes, and you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Small Space Stuff.
There's nothing on either of them.
There's a little bit. There's a little bit.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 pictures.
If you talk to us, there'll be more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
We have another one. We have
another fact?
No, not fact.
Damn, I love knowledge.
So we've got a Justin out there. Hey, Justin.
Oh, yeah, we got Justin, our boy Justin.
And now we have a Matt.
And we do.
We do, yes. I don't know where you're going. He didn't either. That's fine. I just realized I've been sitting like this. I'm ready to upgrade
To a better chair?
to a maybe just me getting an arm too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of work.
I just need 2 more days and then I can order it.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I mean, there are lots of things I want to upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade. There are a lot of things I want to upgrade.
Your voice to that.
Like my voice.
To the grown man voice.
Yeah, because I haven't had one of those. Anyway,
pardon me back
I
there.
really want to upgrade some stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
It didn't work. I can't do it. I can't.
What else do you want to upgrade?
Oh, just like some set stuff and some. That's mostly that, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Which I guess the arm would constitute part of the set.
Yeah.
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 And maybe a chair.
Yeah. Well,
We're working on that.
we'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah. We don't want to let them in on it.
No. Well,
I mean,
I was looking at something and I was like,
so I can do some impressions,
Taco Bell.
but they're some
they
of them are
good?
different. I think I can do like a Yoda, like what's something he would say?
I can honestly not think of anything right
Good
now.
with impressions, you are.
There you go.
But my Yoda is also I think, probably more closely related to Marge Simpson. Homie.
I mean, I guess
They're
they're
similar.
kind of similar, yeah. In a weird, I don't like thinking about that.
I don't know Yoda's voice
Imagine
well enough,
Yoda.
honestly.
Imagine Yoda and Marge Simpson going at it and just being the loudest two beings that ever existed.
I don't want to imagine that at all.
That
Why
would
are you putting
sound
that in my head?
Like,
Hey, I just realized I'm drinking this water, and I think that one's mine over there.
no, I threw that one there. earlier.
Okay, I was like, where did this one come from?
No, because I went and got this one, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna drink the cold one and not the warm one, and I was just like, I'll just drink the warm one later after I'm drinking the cold one. 'Cause I'm
Right.
real hot right now, and I want that cold one. So I just
Real
threw it
hot
over.
right now.
I am. I don't know why. I'm
I'm a hot boy.
I am a hot boy.
Yes. So yeah, what do I got? I got a little bit of Yoda, a little bit of Marge.
Can you do Kermit the Frog?
I can't.
God damn it.
I can't do Kermit.
Alright.
Let's see. I got to think about his voice. No. I can't even hear his voice.
Kermit's?
Yeah, in my head.
Keep talking and I'll find it.
Okay, so we'll come back to him. I got a little bit of boy, Goofy.
That's
That's
pretty good. That's Mickey.
Oh,
that's Donald Duck.
That was Donald Trump. I think I do pretty good at that one. Oh,
And now for another Muppet fault.
this is not Kermit.
Huh?
I said that's not Kermit.
Dreams are how we figure out where we want to go. Life is how we get there.
Life is how we get there. Oh, he's got a little bit. He's a little Miranda sings.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey guys.
People who can do Kermit the Frog impressions,
Yeah.
they're the people that make my life green.
It's not so easy being green. I can't do it.
I love Kermit the Frog.
I got a.
Hands down favorite.
I got
Muppet.
a. Let's see another one. I got
Is
a.
that cliche to say that
What?
Kermit the Frog is my favorite Muppet?
No.
No, because I love Kermit.
I don't know a lot of people that have favorite Muppets.
Did you not watch the Muppets as a kid?
So anyway.
Oh no! We can't avoid this now.
I mean, not really. I guess.
What,
I mean, I
dude?
did.
and you didn't like them, or
I don't know. I mean, I guess I watched quite a bit of it, but it doesn't
Okay,
resonate with
so-
me. It didn't resonate with me as a kid.
so you don't like singing puppets?
No, I don't have anything against that.
I guess you just hate happiness then.
Yeah, that's my brand.
But no, I just fucking love the Muppets.
Okay.
What do
I think when I was a kid, my favorite one was Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie's pretty dope.
Like waka waka waka. Who wants to hear a? What am I trying to think of? Oh my god. Some reference. It's probably like a Family Guy thing. Let's see. Okay, so I got another one. Give me a second to
What's the
work
other
up
one?
to it.
Okay. I do impressions, but I don't do them for audiences.
Oh, especially potential whoever's.
Yeah,
But-
especially considering whoever may be watching. Like, definitely
Yeah.
not. I don't know who's watching this. I don't.
So one of my favorite ones when I can get it right is
That was pretty good.
yeah. I can only do the laugh.
That's fine. I can't do
Yeah.
that.
And so people are like, "This sounds awful. Who are you even trying to be right now?"
And you're just like-
And then obviously there's Scoob, Zoinks.
you kind of
I look like him. I know.
and
And
you're wearing a shirt that is
no,
green.
not this one.
But
But,
it's-
I have another shirt that I think I've worn on an episode that has video already.
Uh-huh.
That's just darker green.
Yeah.
And when I wear that shirt, people are like,
Hey, do you know? By
I was teaching at the
chance-
studio before I moved away and
Right.
back here, and after I cut my hair
Mm,
and was wearing that, students would be like, "You know who you look like?
Just in case you don't already know, because I know you do. But did you know?
Did you know?"
Did you know that you kind of look like that guy from
That-
Scooby Doo that walks around with that dog named Scooby Doo? Do you know that guy that I'm talking about? That's how every child ever asks questions. Hey, do you know that candy that has
So
that guy with the real sour face on it, and they're called warheads? Do you know that candy, the warhead candy?
do you know that?
Do you?
Well, these kids are a little older than that age range. They were basically like, "You look like Scooby Doo. That's stupid." This is the age range I was working with.
You're like, fuck you, kid. Like, I could never be a teacher. Like, I'm an asshole. Like, if somebody said to me, I'd be like, okay, that's why I can drive. Fuck you.
I went from, in the matter of a day,
Mm-hmm.
I went from everyone saying I look like Jesus, which is kind of cool that people don't say that anymore,
Yeah.
to saying I look like Shaggy, and I'm like, oh, I can't work with Shaggy very much.
Yeah,
With Jesus, I could like be
I
like,
would say Jesus is, in my opinion, a bit better than Shaggy. But
he's done a little more for
a tad bit.
the world.
Just a touch.
But I don't know.
I mean, don't
Like,
undermine Scooby-Doo's... Don't undermine what they do, okay? They fucking solve mysteries, all right?
Yeah,
But-
somebody's got to do it.
Right? I mean, yeah,
What'd Drake
exactly.
say?
Hold on. You pick the casket, I put the nails through it. I ain't got to do it, but fuck it, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, somebody's
Hate
got to
if
do
someone else did it. Fuck, I may as well do it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
says that.
you
Yeah,
get
so
it.
I mean, somebody's got to do it.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, so Scooby
Somebody's
Doo's got to do
solve
that
mysteries.
thing. That, yeah. So, that's a close one.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ or Shaggy, you know?
right.
I have to think on
Jesus
that.
Christ or Shaggy. Because they're in like the
They're
same,
the same-
Are they even playing the same game to be
I
in the
don't
same
know.
ballpark?
I mean, one died for our
Hey, let's
sins.
both take a drink of water at the same time and stop talking.
We did that in week one.
Wait, let's do that again.
We did it in the first week.
Okay, we're gonna take a drink of water at the same time. My bottle's much more crinkly than yours.
Yeah, I wonder the
It
fuck
still
why.
gave, it still gave auditory content for the people.
For the headphone listeners.
For the headphone
This is for you guys.
This is-
Oh, and I just
this-
bumped the table.
You did. You pulled a me.
Damn.
So far, I
sorry.
haven't done it.
I'm
Setting
a-
it up, I hit this like 20 times, and I'm like, it's the easiest thing to set up, and I'm just gonna keep
I'm just
punching
not
it.
used to this angle. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have anything that we have written down to talk about while we're
Nothing.
chasing these tangents?
Well, I say nothing important
Mhm.
for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I have
A-
nothing important written down.
okay, let's. We're just gonna throw this out here again.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna give a deadline.
Right.
Not yet.
Of course.
Because we haven't worked out details just yet.
We have not.
However,
However,
we have worked out
we have
a
worked out.
couple of pieces of
Oh yeah.
content.
Oh yeah. I forgot about
Yes.
that one that we were talking about just a little while ago.
So for those of you that were here, episodes 1 through 3 or 4 or whatever, we talked about doing some content. We said, oh, we have some ready. We're going to do it this week or next week. And then we did it, and we didn't upload it because it was not good.
It was not.
And
I mean, yeah.
since then, we've just kind of like been really separately thinking of different things that we could do. And we came up with 2 very different things.
Yeah, but still very
that I think,
good things.
yeah. I think we can have something just
Sorry.
crawled over
No,
my
I
foot.
I threw a piece of plastic at you.
I
under the table.
was not okay. I was just like,
I'm
I was
so
gonna
sorry.
power through it, and I was like, nope, it's probably a real big spider.
You know those cheap plastic office chairs.
Office chair. Okay.
I've had this cheap office chair for about 12 years now.
Yes.
And the fake leather is now
Very
falling
thin.
off. And so there was a real big piece that was like poking my leg, and I was like, fuck you. And I just threw it, and then I was like, oh, Sean's feet are there.
Yeah. Whoa, what were we talking about? Oh, so we can have a variety, I think.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out as we go in that sense. I think that's okay. As
Yeah.
long as each individual thing of content is up to par for whatever we want it to be.
I think that we shouldn't upload anything. Like, I don't think we should rush anything. I think we can have separate contents that we kind of come up with ideas with whenever we may, but we give those ideas the amount of attention they need to actually flourish.
Ideally, it'd be cool to have like a schedule for it, but
There's no way.
I don't think that would be the best. I think that would be doing an injustice to it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Because, I just think we're setting like an unreasonable goal for us.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
like we
not
already
necessarily
have
goal,
this.
but
We do have
position.
something, weekly.
Yeah.
That we can definitely say is going to happen,
gonna be
and we
there,
can stick to
regardless.
it. And I just got to burp real bad.
But like we've got something that it's constant and that we know it will stay consistent, whatever may happen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to put like an expectation on something that hasn't been given
So
the necessary amount of thought. I
yeah.
guess.
So like when we do the other ones, however few or far between they may be,
Mhm.
it's once they come up, they're going to be like solid and watchable
Yeah, they're gonna
pieces
be
of content
that we are happy with uploading.
content that we would watch.
Correct. Yeah.
Because the last one, I was like, I don't know if I'd watch this.
Yeah,
and that was the big thing for me. That I was
Watching
like,
through it while editing it, I was like, I would not watch this if I uploaded it or if someone else uploaded it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty good starting point, I think,
Yeah.
on judging. Is this should
Something-
we do
I
this?
upload? Yeah.
Granted, we didn't give that one much thought at all. The other two that we have right now, so we have like a short term, I'll say a short term piece that we can do pretty soon, and then a long term piece that I don't know how soon we're gonna be able to do it.
I would love to be done with it by the end of this year,
Yeah,
but I can't even.
We're talking long
promise that.
term, just because it's a bigger
It's
piece of content.
It's big. It would
and
be the
there's-
biggest thing that I've ever done.
There's a lot of elements that we want in it that we don't want to cut corners on.
No, yeah,
and-
no.
and-
There's a lot of things that I really want this to talk about and express in certain ways, and it's going to be perfect, or I won't put it out there.
and they're also two like very different things. Like one of them is very like more serious, and the other one's it's serious, but it's also fun. It's just a fun.
It's kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
In a good way, not like what the fuck.
and I still don't see the end
sure.
result in my head.
Me either. I don't know what we're gonna get. out of
Like
that.
I think I probably see a little more.
Are we
than you
talking
do.
about the same thing?
Mine, the one
The one that we were talking
like
about.
I have one and he has one.
the one that we were talking about.
that we're working on.
The one that we were talking about like moments ago.
That we
earlier?
wanted to do like tomorrow, but we can't do
Yeah,
that.
the one. Yeah, okay. Making sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Like I see a pretty solid end result, but it's kind of like we could tweak a couple of things to make it go one way or the other.
Well, I mean, here's
and
the
we haven't
thing.
actually sat down and like talked out the exact details. What you just get a little comfortable. Step into my office.
Here's the thing.
Don't get too quiet now.
There's only really one outcome that can happen.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna do the thing,
Yes.
and it's gonna go exactly how it's gone for everyone else that looks into it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's some parts of like planning it. There's like, I kind of want it to go more in this way, and
You're talking about like the specifics of the
like
whole situation.
theme, the mood, the feel of it. You know,
Mm-mm.
little
don't.
details like that.
I don't know what you mean.
The
Pal.
the overall thing is like, it's pretty much set. I think So we'll talk about this after we're done
We'll
with
get
this.
it figured out.
Yeah. It's just vague enough for each of us.
Sorry that we're bad at that.
Nah.
Yeah, we're pretty bad about talking about things that aren't things.
But they are, though. We just...
Talking about things without context, I guess, is what I mean.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we gotta give something. We have to tease something without giving anything away.
Sure.
In my mind.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So you know that you're not only gonna have us talking to each other forever, there's also gonna be other stuff coming, one of which sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
All of that to say, I don't have any other ideas after that one, really.
I've got a couple.
After that one and before the big one.
I've got...
You know, and so I don't want to say like, oh, we'll do one every 2 weeks or every month or...
I've got a couple things that I'd like to do, but we'll talk about that later.
On a smaller scale.
In a smaller space.
In a smaller space. Yes.
It's actually the same space, though.
Yes. Okay. Fantastic. I guess that kind of goes into... I have another one that's just... I was kind of in my head a lot this week.
Yeah.
And it goes back to like literally the first episode we did, I think, where I was just we were talking about doing the thing and...
Yeah, just kind of getting stuff done.
Yeah, getting stuff done.
Right.
And I mentioned it then, but now it's even more so like a problem where I have... You okay there?
Oh, something in my eyeball. Oh, you're good. I'm still listening.
I'm going to talk
just
through
in
it.
pain. Go
He's
ahead.
just dying a little bit.
My heart's just stopping. Don't worry.
What if you just died on this podcast and I sat here for the next 40 minutes without doing anything about it?
I said we would do it weekly regardless, so you
Weekly
keep
regardless.
going.
The show's got to go on,
Call
man.
911 during the show, but then just keep talking.
Yeah, it'll take him 30 minutes to get here.
Probably.
Probably.
But go ahead.
Okay. What was I saying?
Where
was I?
I
doing
think-
projects. Okay.
Yeah, I was saying.
So doing the thing, I mentioned like I have a lot of things I want to do, and it's just hard to choose what to do. So at the time that we started the podcast, I was working on my book and stuff,
Right.
a little bit every day.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, I mean, not long after that, we'll say like 6 weeks, I've barely been able to add anything to it.
Really?
Like, just because there's so many other things that have come up. I was going through like a job hunt, and I got my new job.
Yep.
Start this week.
I'm super
Very
excited, for
excited.
you. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that another time. Or later. Or
But
whatever.
yeah, whatever happens. But so, I was going through that, and then other things, like I was
everything
wanting
else.
to focus more on this and then get the momentum.
Yeah,
There's a lot to be said
you wanted to
for
get everything
momentum.
started.
So like we have this going, so naturally it'd be kind of easier to like do other things with this.
Right.
And then, but there's also this. I'm trying to like reverse engineer where I want my life to go
I can completely understand
and
that.
say, this is what I want to do with my time ultimately. So I got to work backwards to see what I need. And then all these like smaller / bigger projects, it's like this one would be easier, like with the book and everything, would be a lot easier to do. I say that. It's so hard.
I know.
Because once something else builds up, it's like I have to put a lot of time into that.
Yeah,
But then I'd have more resources to be able to
I think
use elsewhere.
I think what you're saying is you're trying to prioritize the projects in the order you want to work on them.
Yeah.
I can completely understand that.
Mhm.
And you know what mine is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I want it to be real good.
Yeah.
And it's getting there. Well, I'm trying to look at it from the same way, like, I guess someone would critique it, like in areas that often are like lacking, especially like detail. And so I'm like trying to think of like every last thing to.
Oh yeah.
Because I just think it can be real good.
Mm-hmm. So like for me, I don't remember if I mentioned it before, but with like the book, I've barely written any of the actual book. I mean, I have some sections that are just kind of like
I think we've
naturally
talked about that, yeah.
coming. I know we have. I just don't know if we have.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
But I have pages of backstory written that's like not even gonna be in the final book.
That's where I'm at right now.
Just because I'm like, I want to make sure like everything has purpose.
Yep.
And it's not just, there is a plot point in every single little tiny detail.
Right.
And yeah, I'm just a perfectionist is the problem. That's another thing, is I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So it's real hard to finish things.
I
That's
feel that. Because you want to do it like, yeah. Yeah.
And so it's hard to like kind of balance really,
Mhm.
because like we were talking about the other thing that we tried to make.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think I'm doing all right at dividing or finding my line of like how much is just me being a perfectionist and it's probably fine, and how much
Right.
of it is like, this is objectively bad.
Right.
I
for shits and grins, one day when we have people that actually watch us, we should release that video. And then be like, here's what we were trying to do. That's what we did.
This is what we came up with.
Yeah.
You see our problem.
Yeah, they would have watched the first one and been like, oh.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for not doing that.
I really appreciate that. I would have totally unsubscribed so fast and burned both of you alive.
This is past us saying you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Like, not even kidding. Like, on a serious term. Like, oh.
Wow.
I'm real sorry.
That almost hit me in the mouth.
I'm a long boy.
It's a very small space, and he's a long boy. He just kicked the crap out of the
I
desk.
hit the, the inside of your knee?
Yeah.
That little thing is?
Is it on the...
Right here? This part?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you see this thing?
Yep, I see that thing.
I just tried to scoot in a little bit, and it was like, no!
No!
Fuck you! I'm sorry, headphone listeners.
Try not to cough, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're trying not to cough?
Yeah.
After you fucking crinkled that water bottle? I feel like you could do anything at this point.
Well, that would just be rude.
Oh, would it? Would it be rude? So I have a question. I have a question for you that I wrote
What's your
down.
question?
That like, okay, so have you seen that video game, like playing video games, is now considered an addiction, like a certifiable addiction, something that you could go to rehab for?
Can you talk a little louder, please?
Not
a lot, just a little. But playing video games is a certifiable addiction
yeah,
that you can go to rehab for.
Right. Did you know that?
I mean, no, like I don't. I mean, I think anything can be an addiction.
True.
And so, like, to me, it's like, oh, it could have been 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But if you mean something new has come up about it,
well,
I don't know anything about that.
Just something that I saw. So sometimes I'll just go on to Google and just read whatever headlines are there, cameras, and it's mostly tech stuff. But then occasionally it's like something about this. And one day I saw something about video games being something like why video games are the most dangerous thing to a young person's mind or something. And I was like, why not? And the whole premise of the article was that violent video games are teaching young people to be violent humans. That the only way to solve a problem is to beat someone up or kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to completely disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted your input.
I mean, yeah.
Because, like, I have played tons of video games. Grand Theft Auto is probably the most graphic, fun game that you can play easily. You know what I mean? Like, you just pick it up and go play it.
Mm-hmm.
But never once have I been like, man, instead of driving my car, I think I'll just run down the street, shoot that guy in the face with a pistol, throw a grenade on his dead body, and then drive away. Like, never once has that entered my brain. And I don't understand why people think that it does, I guess. Like, I don't see where people can draw that line. People who say that video games are like a bad thing.
Yeah.
Where do they see that just because he played that video game, or just because that person played that video game, they develop those tendencies?
I have, oh man, I have a lot in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, without getting into it too much, I did hear about violent video games being the cause of
violent children,
violent
adolescents.
Violent adolescents.
That's a nice word.
That do things with guns in certain places.
Ah, gotcha.
And that's come up before, and it hasn't really come up much
times.
lately.
Mhm.
It was like, 10 years ago, I think, was kind of like the last
Hitler
big
was
time.
the cause of the downfall of America.
Yeah, that was like the last big time I heard about it.
Right.
And then since then, it's just kind of been like sweeping it under the rug or trying to blame it on other things, and it's like made its cycle. It's come back, and to where that's the problem. And, oh man. Okay, so
Did you see that?
no.
I'm in a group chat with some friends on Discord.
Oh no.
And
Okay. Anyway,
it's just real good.
so
I'll show you later.
all right. So we have two very different moods happening right now at the same
I'm
time.
so
It's
sorry, but
conflicting.
It was so good.
Okay, so what am I trying to say? Video games are the problem. Blah blah
Right.
blah blah blah. That's why you got kids
Doing
shooting stuff.
what they're doing, right? Or what they have.
But so we have like violent movies, and nobody really
Says
blames
much.
the movies. I did hear music, violent,
I've heard
violent
music is the reason
music,
before.
hip hop and rap. I'm trying to remember. There was like some news. I didn't. It was like in a compilation of other things
Yeah.
where she's like, when obviously like this super rich, probably white lady that's like,
Right.
and all these hip hop songs talking about doing drugs and killing people and blah blah. And I'm like, I mean, yeah,
I can think
yeah.
of so many hip hop albums that are not even relatively close to
And-
being about most of
And
them.
other, I don't want to say it. I don't want to like get into like the political part of another. Okay, so anyway.
There are influences besides video games that are also violent that are not talked about at all.
Well, yeah. But the thing
guess I don't know
mean,
where you're going.
you don't. The thing I mean is, people are saying in the last 30 years, for example, we'll say like guns have been around American homes, 200 years, whatever.
Right.
And we've only had an issue with it in the last 20 or 30 years. The problem isn't the gun, the problem's the blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, people been killing people for a long time.
Right.
That's my point.
Okay.
I was able to say it without saying too much of the
Yeah.
other specifics.
People have been killing
that I
people
didn't want
for
to
a
say.
long
You know what I
time.
mean? Because I'm not the one. I'm not a smart boy, and not in a lot of ways.
Somebody's got to do it, but I'm not doing that one.
I know what I see, and I'm like, well, I mean, you can't blame it on parents not raising their kids right, and that's why this kid shot because
Yeah, no.
Cain killed Abel, like,
Right.
or yeah, Cain killed Abel. Like, people have been killing people forever, and
Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, I don't think it's something like that. Because I think maybe this is just me and I'm a child and I look at things odd. But I think that for a lot of people, most people who play video games, minus like the guys who only play Call of Duty and they're talking, my fucking KD's 30. You know what I'm talking about? Those guys? Yeah, fuck those guys.
I know those for sure.
But I mean people that play video games for enjoyment, not to brag about it.
Oh yeah.
Those people play the games to play the games. They like the environment, they like the music, the graphics. It's like getting lost in something. And I don't see it at all, even in games that are violent, like Hitman.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun to just like throw coins at people and like make people look around and like, haha, just kidding, bitch, and run all over the place. Like, that's fun. And you don't see
Yeah.
me like going into Best Buy and like, all right, let me take my fiber wire just so I can strangle my boss before I get started. Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't see the connection there.
Basically,
Video games.
I feel like we had a much longer conversation on this than what we needed. We kind of just said, no, I don't think violent video
Basically,
games make people violent.
Video games don't make people violent, in our
I
opinion.
think other humans make other humans violent.
I agree.
That's what I think.
Yeah. I think it's direct
I
influence.
think tell
from
your friends and family,
you know.
hey, I love you sometimes. And,
Give them a hug more often.
and just be aware of your social situation.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Just like, if you're in a room with 4 people and one of them is like off by themselves, like looking like they're going to kill themselves, maybe be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Show somebody some love, you know?
yeah. Also, and this is just like another thing. Don't one up people.
Yeah, that's very true.
Everyone does it. Everyone does it.
I have
and
to agree. Oh,
so here's the thing.
I just did it. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. I have been like I'm definitely a 2018 New Year, New Me kind of person. I've never done that before.
I'm just
And it wasn't like
figuring
I
it out
made
as I
that
go.
conscious decision. Like, that's what I'm going to do, and here's how I'm going to do it. It's
Mm-hmm.
more like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I was like, these are things that are like making me a better person. And I was like, I happened to do that like at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a big transformative time for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, let's see what I can do to like make things better. That kind of goes into another thing here.
Isn't it crazy how transitions work?
It is, and I didn't even mean for that to happen. But like,
Accidental greatness.
but like one-upping people, like, I've always been irritated by it, but I've always done it as well.
Talking about one-upping people?
Yeah. And I'm struggling with, like, because there are other things, like one-upping people, or in a similar sense but different, like when someone shows you something on the internet and you're like, oh, I've already seen that. I was real bad about that.
I can't help it.
So that's
if
fine.
you're gonna show me your repeat memes, get new memes.
That's fine. But
I mean, that wasn't directed at you, just people.
I just know, like, sometimes, you know, just let the person be the one that feels good and make their day about, like, I got to show him because I knew that person would care. And it's like, obvious, I knew that person would care. They already did. They already saw it.
Now I
you know?
look like an asshole.
But it's no, I knew that person would care, and I got to be the one to give them something they care about. And then you take it away from them by saying, yeah, I already saw it.
Well, damn, do I look like a dickbag?
No, I'm saying I was real bad about it.
I am
But the thing,
currently bad
the
about
thing
it.
that I'm struggling with now
Yeah.
is I'm like way better. Like, I'm realizing how much I did it because I like almost don't do it at all anymore.
What did you not do? Don't do?
Like, say, oh, I've already seen that.
Okay.
And then one-upping people. I didn't one-up people very much because that's always bothered me. I did it sometimes, but I like was able to more easily do that. But like saying, oh, I've already seen that meme, you know.
Yeah.
And or even if I do it like, ha ha ha, yeah, I saw that the other day. You know, even in like oh, I saw that first, you know.
Yeah.
Even then I'm just like, oh, that's funny, you know. Just give the person the moment. My issue now is I know there are certain people in the world that
exists somewhere.
Yeah, that have had an issue with me doing that thing.
Uh-huh.
And no matter how much I fix it and don't do it,
Yeah.
like say there's 100 times where that situation comes up and 99 of them I'm finally like, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
They're only going to notice the one.
The
They
one.
don't know all the other times because I can't say it, because then that means, you know,
You were thinking about
it's
it.
a paradox that I hate because it bothers me. Like, that I can't be like, oh, but I'm doing so good and you don't even know.
Yeah, like I'm
Because to mention that would be
Not doing
negating
good.
all of those
Yeah,
other
just,
times.
Look how much of a nice guy I'm being. Damn.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean,
I'm just doing
that's like,
nice guy shit though.
that's like giving to charity but making a video about it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I donated $1 million to suicide research.
Right. So
Did he actually do that? Did anyone figure out if he actually did it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh.
I thought you were making a joke.
No, so have you Okay, so yeah, you don't keep up with YouTube drama like I do. All right. So,
I usually don't.
You know about
The most I keep up with, well, now it's a little more that I start watching H3, but even then, the most I keep up with is when Philip DeFranco covers it.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
and
then
he
you-
does it in a way that's like, this isn't YouTube drama, this is news.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But it
and he
is.
did it for a while where it was just like all YouTube stuff. I'm like,
Uh.
I need you to like focus on other things.
Yeah.
And
But
Anyway.
Okay, so I think he did cover the Logan Paul Japanese suicide force thing, right? Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, I
after-
knew that.
After that video, they
He donated money to.
Well, hold on. He
Okay.
like made this like a minute long apology video where he was like, "I'm sorry to the family." He apologized. It didn't seem very sincere. A lot of people kind of tore him apart for it. Some people were kind of like, "Hey, I think you did a good job. That's a step in the right direction. Some people were
Mhm.
like, go fuck yourself.
It's like, obviously, he's going to say he's sorry.
Yeah.
He wants to save his career.
But the point, the point was that he said he was sorry because he got in trouble for it. Had
Yeah.
no one said anything, he would have kept doing it, which is whatever. But after that apology video, he made a video talking about how he didn't realize some very he basically said he didn't realize he didn't realize people killing themselves was
a thing.
was suicide, and he didn't know that it happened very often. And then
this made a bigger. He thinks, I saw.
Yeah, he
some
sat down
interview.
with a surviving suicide victim.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the video, he's like, I'm gonna donate $1 million to the suicide research, and everybody was like,
it's like just
everybody
do
was
it.
like, cool, like we want to believe you, but you literally didn't know it existed according to you like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need some proof. And the last time I checked, which has been a while, he hasn't done it. But he was like bragging about it.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do something nice with your money, good for you. Do it. Don't say anything.
I just
about
watched
it.
a video where somebody was kind of talking about basically how they have enough money to live a certain lifestyle, and here's kind of explaining like, when I buy a nice car, I'm not like bragging. I'm buying this nice car because it's functional.
Right.
He was like, I don't buy like big expensive watches because they're not. I mean, I can get a regular watch and be fine with it. And he's like, I like how they look and sound and drive, and so I get the cars. And he's like, and it's, I'm not like showing it off. It's
Right.
just, I can get one, so it's cool.
Right.
And then it talked about like charity, and he was like, and you should give to charity if you can. And he's like, and he mentioned like, and there's the whole like, is it known whenever you do it, or do you just do it? And
Right.
he was like, and sometimes you don't have a choice, and the charity itself will like make people know that you gave so much money.
Yeah, I think in that situation it's different.
Right.
If Red Cross was like, we thank you so much for so and so for donating this amount of money. Fine. That's fine.
Basically, what Logan Paul did was I have a black friend equivalent of suicide is bad. He was like, I didn't know suicide was a thing. I'm going to give money to suicide. Like that was his gifts to suicide awareness, prevention, whatever the charity is.
In what way is he like a guy who has a friend that's black?
Because it's like, no, I don't hate black people. I have a black friend. He's like, I'm not making fun of suicide. I'm giving money to suicide prevention.
Now I get it. Now it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever say that?
What's that?
Do you ever be like, I don't hate black people, I have a black friend?
Oh, no, not at all.
Good, because that makes you, I think that makes you racist.
For sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need to say I have a black friend. Everyone knows I have black friends.
Have you heard I'm Not Racist by Lucas Joyner? I think is his name.
No.
It's a good watch. It's a YouTube video of a white man and a black man sitting at a table, and they're talking to each other through the song. And some of the shit that they say is like, fuck. Like, wow. From both sides. Like, I watched it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be open-minded about this, because I've had friends tell me, like, hey, you're going to get pissed if you listen to this, because some of the shit that this guy says is pretty fucked up, the white guy. And I was like,
yeah,
I want to hear it. It's real good.
All right.
Like, growing up how I did, you know how I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a white guy. Like, I'm white on the inside. I may look brown, and I may have some brown tendencies.
How I did.
But I am white. I am a white boy. And so, like, it's weird for me to be treated. I mean, it's weird for me to hear things that I should find offensive, because I didn't hear them much growing up. I didn't hear much until I was, like, older. So it was like, it's still weird to hear, like, I know that's offensive, but I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Train derailed.
Train derailed.
But you should watch the video. And anybody listening should also listen to the song or watch. You should watch the video, actually. Don't just listen to the song. Watch the video. It's a lot more powerful.
All right.
It's real good.
All right. I'll have to. I don't really have the, like, context, I think.
I'll show you.
So
we'll watch it after this, because it's basically like it's called I'm Not Racist because they're giving point of views about race from each other, like from a white man's perspective and a black man's perspective. Like one of the
okay.
yeah, one of the things is like I don't know how to explain it.
We'll watch it.
Yeah, and anybody listening should watch it as well. It's really good. I love it. Like Lucas Joyner.
Okay.
Is a good artist on his own.
Gotcha.
So he also has other good music.
Cool.
But that is the one that I know very well.
I said, I was like, this actually goes into my other thing, and now I'm like, how did it go into the other thing? I think we tangented at some point, and I'm not really sure. What were we talking about? Basically, I was talking about.
We were talking about killing people.
Yeah. Oh, and like telling people, hey, talking about not taking moments away from people.
Yeah. Letting them have that moment.
Basically, my thing was, I have how to be happy written down.
How to be happy.
Right. And that's kind of like the theme of it. It's not necessarily like how to be happy. It's just part of my like New Year, New Me thing. And I've always said like happiness is a choice. Like the default system setting is negativity. And so you have to choose to be happy and yada yada. And I did all right for a while. I've had issues with not being happy, more or less.
Right.
But it wasn't really like a problem. It was just
something that was there.
Like for me, honestly, it was
find your album.
Yeah, honestly, it was like school.
I feel that a lot.
And I know, like, that's, it's like trendy to be like, oh, I hate school, or all I have to do is survive this semester and then I can make it to the next one and I have to survive that.
Right.
And I see a thing like every day right now that's like, you will finish this, you will pass that class, you will get your degree, and da 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 da. And I saw those while I was in school, and guess what? I didn't do any of that. And so I think I kind of let that alter my like mindset, where it was like, well, that seemed like such a anyone can do it kind of thing, and I didn't, and so I'm a failure, and so I'm very depressed.
Gotcha.
And so things were difficult recently, and for a lot of reasons, and they still kind of are.
Yeah, things are still.
I'm finding ways.
I feel like you more than myself, but both of us have made positive direction.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is I'm trying to focus on like the like surround yourself with positivity and positive people.
Good things.
Which is not always easy to do, and not necessarily because of like you wanting to do it, or having the drive necessary to
maybe
do
that
it.
you may not have the option.
Yeah. And that's where it's like kind of scary, and I don't know what to think about that part of it. But without getting into that too much right now, like that's the kind of thing. So it's easy to cut out some negative things,
right?
Like people.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, that's not always.
It's hard to. Well. I mean, some certain people.
Things. Yeah.
If you aren't around certain people.
Yeah.
All the time, and they're negative people, but you're still like connecting with that person.
It's not quite the same as being around them.
You're kind of making an effort to like stay in the negative. Yeah. Right? If you see a person every day, you like work with them or whatever, that's like, it's a little different.
Yeah,
it's a little more tricky to just cut out that negativity.
Hey, instead of coming to work today, go fuck yourself. Like you
I definitely like have ways.
Yeah. Hiding in the bathroom.
Of hiding in the bathroom. Walking away. Like work is a big one where like people come up to me, and right now I'm working in a very just drama-filled place.
It's just a fucking shit shack.
I've been in places that had like drama, work-related drama. Mostly it was like just work-related drama before, and even then it was still not too bad.
Probably
where I'm at now is both work-related and all of the people are like outside of work. They all hang out and they hate and love each other at the same time.
It's probably because they're all fucking each other that they all have issues with each other.
And they come up and like try to talk to me at work. I literally just walk away.
Yeah.
Like from some people, I'm just like, whew.
Yeah.
But then it like gets to me sometimes, and I get mad.
Yeah.
I get mad that it happened, and then I get mad that it even got to me to begin with.
Yeah. There's this one guy at work that is a pathological liar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, he once, just to give you a quick one, he once told someone that he was a military veteran. He was in the Marines, and he is working on his master's in biochemical engineering.
But
he definitely dropped out of college his first semester. Has not been back since.
Mm-hmm.
Has definitely never seen anything that looks like any type of military training. And is most definitely not working on a master's in biochemical engineering in Tyler, Texas. Definitely not.
Okay.
I also just realized that I stated exactly where this was. Oh, well, I was like, no, the person's going to know, but he can fucking suck my left nut if he figures it out. Yeah, that guy can fall off a bridge.
So,
but I don't like being around him at work at all. And I'll see him like walking himself over, and I'm just like beelining other directions to get away from him.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel that.
He's just a shitbag.
And part of it is you gotta be a little selfish, right?
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to make everyone happy, and I've always known you can't make everyone happy.
Yeah, no, like I think that both of us, we're both sweet boys.
I try to be a sweet boy.
And I think that we both put other people before ourselves, even at times where we should probably put ourselves first.
Yeah. For me, what I'm saying is like, want to make everyone happy just because even if I don't like the person, I want their day to get better, or I want to provide
them to be in a shitty mood just because,
yeah, I want to provide value like to their life, however I can. That's kind of how I've always thought. And lately I'm like, yeah, but you have to like draw a line, where
exactly.
It's like if this person is like taking away from my value, like my personal positivity level or whatever at all, then it's like, I got to see, do they ever give me anything back?
Yeah.
And if there's none, then it's like, okay, well,
obviously.
Yeah, why do I worry about it? So I'm working on that.
I get you.
Right now.
Yeah. You're thinking about you. You do you, baby.
I'm working.
You do yourself.
Doing what I can.
You do yourself.
I am.
Do yourself.
Right
fucking now.
No, I'm scared. Anyway, all I have to say, what do you think about happiness, guys? Are you happy? Do you have tips on how to be happier people?
Staying happy.
Focus on your future and reverse engineer and think about what it would take to get where you want to be, instead of just saying like, well, don't think like a week into the future. Like sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
And, but really it'll all fall in the line if you go further, like ultimately where you want to be, work your way back. It's like, I'm unemployed, sleeping on a couch. I got to get something right now.
Right.
That's what I did. And I've got my new job lined up, and I'm so happy.
Yeah, because it's going to be way better.
Way better. And then once that one kicks off, I can really start putting in actual, progress towards so many other parts of my life.
Right.
But, just... I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Matt and Justin, what do you guys think about that?
What are you two specific people that are the only two people who ever tell us anything, because everyone else apparently only watches to not talk to us? What do you think?
What do you think?
That was a little salty. I'm
He's a
sorry.
salty boy.
I am like a pretzel.
Wow. Well,
I'm the color of a pretzel. I'd like to say I am.
the color of a pretzel.
If somebody made a pretzel because it's color, I'd be like, that's a damn good looking pretzel.
Yeah.
Especially if there was a cup of cheese next to it. But maybe that's just because I like cheese.
So, let's get into that Small Space Music Club.
Let's do it.
Let's go to the Small Space Music Club.
I don't want to talk
Small.
Anyway,
Okay.
the Small Space Music Club.
Yes, sir.
This is the 8th week we've done it. And I'd like to say that I think we are both getting into a area that we can more commonly enjoy. Thus far. Like,
We'll see.
Alright. So anyways, I had that one album by that French guy.
He had
Stromae,
Stromae Racine Carré.
That album.
Yes.
It was good.
Mhm.
It was dancey the whole time. It was
Right.
very upbeat.
It was
like
a fun.
Like if I ever worked out ever, it'd be a perfect album for that because every song was constantly like just fucking. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking.
You know what I'm
getting it.
saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
I do know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
they know probably. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't understand a single word.
Right.
I had heard one song previously, almost 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
There's Papa Ute. You probably heard Pentatonics do it.
No, I heard him.
'cause they like made it popular
Oh,
in
well,
the States.
Remember, I don't listen.
I know
to
you
him.
don't like them,
But-
but you know people that do, and so I figured they'd be like, "Oh, look at
No,
this."
no, it was him. Actually,
Yeah,
it was my
okay.
It was my podcast friend, the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
hipster, the podcast hipster.
The hipster friend.
Yeah, he, he's a real. We'll get into that.
Anyway.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed the album very much. So, eight out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Cool. Clap,
That's
clap.
good.
Claps for Stromae. All right. I had
Goblin.
Goblin.
Goblin by Tyler the Creator.
Goblin
Mother.
by
Fucking
Goblin.
Tyler the Creator.
Tyler the Creator.
It's good shit, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Not in
I'm
Shawn's
sorry,
way.
man.
He's gonna tear it apart.
I'm not gonna tear it apart.
You are. You just didn't like it.
I just didn't like it.
I
I have some parts.
Do you ever like?
I don't know if it
anything?
like maybe it's because like I can't relate to anything he said. Like not even one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm just like, okay. I found myself like super waiting on it to be over.
Damn. All right.
Like, it's probably been my least favorite album you've given me so far.
It's your least favorite?
Well, fuck. All right.
It was just really monotonous, kind of.
I might have to switch my album.
I like the I like the Goblin part, his role throughout the album. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of theatrical in that sense.
Yeah, it's a little theatrical. There's one where it's like, that was real good. Like they built up to it, and that was cool. Production wise, the Goblin himself was like a little under the mix too much for me sometimes because I was like, I don't know what he's saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's too like where he would be like talking in the middle of like Tyler rapping and like a full beat going. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's rough sometimes.
like-
I won't lie about that.
But that's my favorite tracks were like every track that had a guest artist on it.
I figured they would be.
And I was like, I don't know what that says
Yeah.
about it. But I was like, oh yeah, this is cool.
There's
I don't know if it's his voice
her
or
featuring Frank Ocean is real good,
yeah.
and then she was
That came up and I was real confused because I thought it was like the same name.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, okay, her, she,
Yeah.
kisses. Okay, got it.
yeah she she quotation she is
Yeah,
my favorite track off the album,
cool.
probably because it was the most raw.
Couldn't tell you what any of them sound like. None of like I as soon as one
She
one
was
ended,
the one that he was like almost telling a story about a girl that he liked. He would think about her, and then he realized basically he has this huge crush on a girl he thinks about her
Yeah.
all the time. Blah blah blah. She breaks with her boyfriend, and he sees that, and he's like, "Oh, blah blah blah. We're gonna do this, this, and this." and then either she's supposed to meet him somewhere and doesn't, and she's with her boyfriend, or he's out and he sees her and her ex together again. And
Cool.
either way, it's just I liked it because he was like real raw about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't even want to hear what you rate this album at all. Don't tell me.
Okay.
You can tell them, but don't tell me.
All right. It's we just put it up right here. Like
Yeah, you can just write it
This-
in, and I'll never watch this.
this
part.
is the rating I give it.
Yeah, right there.
So if you're listening and not watching, this is what
It's
you're missing out
less
on.
than 5.
I didn't say that.
You did not say it.
But I also didn't say it.
Actually, you know
So-
what? Just tell it. Say it now. Go ahead. Come on.
No. No, we got to put an Easter egg in there. Anyway,
That means
moving
I'll
on
have
from
to
that, we
watch
got
this now.
we got a little comment from Matt. I want to throw out there.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a long comment, so
It was.
I'm gonna summarize it just real quick. He was catching up on the music club.
Thank you for doing
Matt,
that.
yeah.
By the way, thanks
Hi,
for
welcome.
hopping
Welcome
in.
to the space.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah, we're gonna cram a lot of people in this small space.
Yeah, we are.
But
Well, we could
I
always
think
use
he
the
was.
internet.
I think he found us a little later, like last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. I forget how long he said.
When it was actually not that bad.
Yeah, but I think he like binged all of the
Aw,
episodes.
What a sweet boy.
Yeah, and he was working on catching up to the music club. What it looks like he was saying was he caught up on the episodes,
Right.
but was still doing all the music club stuff.
Right.
So he was like a few episodes back on the
Yes.
music club.
Yes.
And so he was listening to when I gave you Emery and you gave me what'd you give me? Flower Boy.
Was it Flower Boy that week or Mac Miller?
I think it was Mac Miller, but he also was saying Flower Boy. So
Gotcha.
he might just be like mixing things up.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
One of those two albums.
Basically, he's listening. What does he say? When he worked out? Is that what he said? That's what I feel like I
think
remember
so.
that.
Let me pull out my
That might have been in
studio app real quick.
That might have been in a private message he sent to me. But
Maybe.
listening to "We Do What We Want," he likes that so far. And his favorite track off of that was possibly "The Anchors,"
That's
and
a good
he's
one.
really liking "Flower Boy" too. He says.
That's good.
He also recommended Senzu Beans from the Dragon Ball Wave 2 album by Mitro, and we listened to that today.
Hmm?
And that was fun. It was really cool timing, actually, because we've been listening to a bunch of lo-fi
Yeah.
hip-hop music,
And it just kind of
and that, like, we literally paused one of those to start
play
that
that
one,
one.
and we were like, oh, hey, this works really
same
well
thing.
with it.
It was
So,
good. I liked it.
Thanks for the recommendation,
I could
Matt.
vibe. I could vibe to that.
Mattis.
Out of songs, if I had to rate it, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, it was a fun little thing.
Speaking
So
of
for this
albums.
week, I got an album for you. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
There's a little band called Paramore.
Oh, never heard of that one.
Never heard of Paramore. Have you
Said-
guys heard of Paramore at home?
Said the hipster.
Yeah. I'm going to give you their newest album.
Oh, cool.
It's called After Laughter.
I've heard that it's a little different than everything else.
It
they've
is a
done.
little different.
I've heard
if-
that one song.
Have you been a fan of Paramore before? Like,
I wouldn't say that like I'm a fan necessarily. Like I go out of my way to listen to their music, but the songs that everyone knows, I'll be that cliche person. I also know them and definitely sing along.
okay. So you might, I don't know, for the fans, like the ones that go after them,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones that I hear that are like, they hate this album the most.
Ooh.
I've been a pretty good fan of theirs, like not like Die Hard, but
But
I've heard like
big enough.
their whole albums.
Yeah.
You know, and
Their entire discography.
Yeah.
It sounded wrong.
But I listened to it and I was like, I love it. Yeah, it's different.
That's good.
But also I'm doing this thing where I'm like trying to be a more positive person and
Right.
less critical of things
Right.
when I can.
Okay. I feel you.
And yeah, so After Laughter, Paramore.
Awesome. I will listen to that. So for you, since we've been jamming to the same music for a bit,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you "Amen" by Rich Brian.
Okay.
You probably don't know Rich Brian.
I don't think so.
He does. He,
Not just by his name.
him
at
and
least.
Joji are tight.
Okay.
They're pretty cool. They're good buds. Rich Brian, or he used to be Rich Chica, and he had a song on YouTube that they showed to a lot of rappers, and it like they were like, "Wow, this is really good," and he is really good. Like he's a rapper that's like musical, I think, and he does some stuff with Joji. So there's some of what we've been listening to on there, and he's dope. So
Nice.
I think you'll like it. I hope you'll like it.
Me too. If it's like Joji, I think I'll be okay.
It's similar, but not quite the exact same.
That's fine.
Like Joji's a lot softer.
Yeah.
Like always.
Yeah, I was
for the
like,
most part.
he doesn't really like change. From
Like
what I
there's
hear.
a song featuring Joji that's just like from the get go, like trying to be hard, and then Joji's part coming in and it's just pianos, and it's just like, here I am. But I love it. That's why I like Joji. But
Cool.
I think you'll like Rich Brian as well.
I feel like it's necessary before we close out here,
Mhm.
before we leave the music club,
Mhm.
to also throw out another bit of music for everybody else to listen to. It's
Ah.
just one song. It's
It's a good one.
a masterpiece.
For something so comedic, it's so beautiful and perfect.
It's a classic piece of music right here.
Go ahead. I'll
this-
let you do the honor.
This is gonna be Cecilia.
Cecilia.
By Sugar Pine 7. We haven't really talked about them much, have we?
No, because I think we're afraid of the same thing.
Yes.
Okay. Sugar Pine 7 is this channel that Shawn showed me, who features one of the ex-hosts from SourceFed, right?
Yeah.
Steven Suptic. He had a personal channel that became Sugar Pine 7, and they do essentially a show on YouTube
Yeah.
that's pretty much their lives, but it's not. But it's very hard to tell the difference because it seems so realistic.
They call them alternative lifestyles. They are exaggerated vlogs. There are bits of like reality mixed into it, but
Yeah.
they are obviously playing characters.
Well, I wouldn't say obviously.
Well, I mean, if you like look at their interviews,
Yeah.
Kib is obviously playing.
Yeah,
a
like if you
character.
watch their
Clayton
podcast-
James is playing Kib.
Yeah, if you watch their podcast and you see them outside of alternative lifestyle, then yes, you very much can tell the difference.
I would say Steven is like very, and they actually said this recently.
Steven is an asshole in the show.
Well, and that's kind of how he is in real life too.
Right. That's true.
I mean, I don't know him personally,
but
but
from what everybody else says.
what they say
Yeah.
and what he says, he's the one that's like more closely, his character
Mhm.
is more closely related to him.
His real life person.
Kibbs is furthest away, and like James is like
somewhere
in the middle.
Right, yeah.
He like kind of goes back and forth, and you'll see where he's like super dumb sometimes.
Yeah, but
and
then
super
sometimes
just,
he's like
lucid and
yeah, and like super like cinematic too. Some of the
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
that they do. It's just a really good show. Like
Yeah.
for something that's so like low budget in the sense that it is like a YouTube show, it's really good.
And it's like it's a weird thing to start on. I think they have a playlist if you want to go watch it.
Yeah.
Where it does like seasons. They go by
Yes.
seasons. They're on season 3 now. They're long seasons. I mean, because it wasn't very clear when they started it that it was going to be like a show.
It's kind of
If
like
you watch
watching-
season 1 and you aren't hooked by the end, well,
by the finale, I would
but
say.
the finale, if you aren't hooked at any point, you'll
be
get hooked by the finale.
Yeah. It's
Which
takes
I know
such
that says a lot.
heavy turn.
But
I
that's
was-
when you realize what they're doing with
I
the
was
show.
definitely hooked before the
I know
finale.
you, because I was waiting on you to be hooked at the finale, and you were already like, I can't stop watching.
Yeah, like I just think like because I had seen a podcast already. We'd already watched
yeah.
the Just a Couple Friends podcast.
Right.
So I knew that it was a show, but I tried to
Yeah.
distance that thought.
Yeah.
And it was really easy to like think that that was a real vlog.
Yeah.
They do a real good job
They
at
do
that.
it really well.
Yeah, and it's SP7, Sugar Pine 7, they're a good channel, and I think that we feel like we think similarly to them.
And
so,
at least in some ways.
yeah,
we
and
do.
so we don't want to be too much of copying
Yeah.
what they do in anything.
All of that to say,
Check out fucking
Cecilia.
Check it out. God damn.
Cecilia by Sugar Pine 7 just came out this week or
Came out
whatever.
Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday. Music video. It's on like iTunes and everything, I'm sure, at this point.
I think it was on iTunes.
Um,
It wasn't when I checked.
yeah.
So I was trying to save it so fast.
But it's so good and also so funny. But you have to watch the video.
You have to watch the video.
To get the full experience.
Yeah, no,
so-
it's worth the watch for sure.
Yes.
But I think
That's not too bad. All right.
that is going to be where we stop
Where we
talking into microphones while sitting here.
I could clip your sentences together
But that would take
and make this a shorter show.
all of the fun out of
Oh my god.
Everything that we do.
You hurt me.
So
Hey, I don't think you did any transitions today.
I didn't. I did one, I think.
Mine. I mean, mine like did segue really well, but I didn't like call attention to the segue.
The only
I
transition
think
that
mine
I
were more
did-
natural than I even anticipated.
I make them so animated. 'Cause
Yeah, you do.
You were like,
I love it. I really do love it. But at the same time, I'm like, it's so like cringy to me.
it was like,
but I know like freaking everyone does it.
it was. We were talking about platforms because I said we can't get on Spotify yet. And you're like, you can't listen to us on Spotify, and I was like, however, you can listen to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play Music. You can find us there. New podcast every Friday. Video probably on Friday.
Yeah. At this rate, I think we're all right.
At this rate, I can consistently
because of the computer,
comfortably say
because of
yeah.
the new editing machine.
Oh yeah, it's so much faster.
Even though it is just a podcast, it's still video.
Yeah,
It's
and
still
video
H-
is long. And
HD video.
You still gotta work with it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You gotta work with long things.
And I kind of want to hop on that editing tonight before I
Yeah,
leave,
as I say,
before I have a drive home.
we're
So
gonna
we should
do it
probably
tonight.
cut this.
All right, well,
we're just gonna go.
It's been good. We'll see you next week.
Bye.